Today I'm here at Automated Drive Systems to meet with Brenden and his team. We're gonna do some awesome lean thinking today. The first thing I noticed when I walked into Brenden's shop was this learning station, and there were some books that I was not familiar with. And that's all part of lean thinking, right? Sharing the knowledge. They start their meeting right on the dot at 7:30, and the internet happened to be down, but Kyle Perkins, my COO, stepped up and said, "Hey, I'll lead the stretching." That's him in the front there. Next, we moved on to 3S. Brenden and his team separate 3S and improvement time. So the guys are going over to the board to do some 3Sing. Everybody has this awesome notepad at Brenden's place, super handy. And they have this crazy touch screen that you just type on. It's like a magic whiteboard. Here's all their 3S cards. Red means hasn't been done yet, and they were all organized by the day. This is a Kaizen board where they follow their improvement ideas all the way from idea to completion. They call them home runs. Next to the Kaizen board is their production board and that fancy whiteboard touchscreen thingy, and then 3S. Brenden and Kyle were talking about production scheduling and planning. Here's that weekly production tracker where they keep track of each of their super custom and super complex projects. This is a very simple visual control, but man, we had a lot of takeaways from this. Each work cell is listed on here, and on the back, they even have a accounting double check. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed. This is an example of their production Kanban, which rides along with each of their projects. So after 3S, it was time for some lean learning time. Get out the puzzle FlexBike cards. Look at these things. It was super fun. Keegan was kind enough to train me on how to do this particular one. The time to complete was 10 seconds. It was pretty tough. Next up, flow board, and get out the stopwatch because this is a timed event. 8 seconds. Keegan did a pretty good job on that one too. Next step was to show an improvement on the flow board. So you just put the pegs closer together because the customer just wants a wrapped peg, and you end up with less waste, i.e. less rope. Next up, a challenge. All the puzzle stations and the flow board all together.
So the mission now is to complete all 4 puzzles and flow board in 48 seconds.
The first thing the team came up with was kind of using everyone as a hand shelf so that Zach there in the middle can have everything ready to go and have all the pieces right where he needs them. This still took a good bit of time for him to get through all the puzzle. And then the flow board. 49 seconds to be exact. That was pretty fast though. Then game changer, another improvement. Well, can't we just all work together and insert all the pieces as a team?
Sorry guys, it's slow.
Done.
Amazing. 4 seconds. I think one of the most interesting things about this improvement to the puzzle game is that it's about the same amount of labor, 49 divided by 13 people. Just a little bit better use of those people resources. Here we're taking a look at the famous automated drive systems charging improvement. Basically, they rotate their batteries and it makes them last forever. Awesome. Here's their CNC area. Man, I'll tell you, this sucker is dialed in. Here's some of their work cells. This is the panel assembly work cell, and everything you need is exactly where you need it. These giant panels go into giant control boxes, and everything has to be perfect. This is a precision operation. Brenden showed us this festoon that I didn't even know that word, but what a great word for this screwdriver. And it's got this great roller system. So the screwdriver can just slide wherever it's needed right over the work area. Pretty cool. And here's the Kanban system in this work cell for nuts and bolts. It's a Ziploc baggie system. The Kanban is in the baggie. And once you pull the Kanban, you just and they've got these nice example nuts on the front here, hot glued or taped. Once you pull the Kanban, it flows over to this job ticket holder. What? A job ticket holder for Kanbans? That's pretty awesome. With the SOP in the Kanban holder. Fantastic. They had some great total ownership, some awesome organizing for all of their small parts that was on this really cool roller bin system that goes in a pallet racking bay. This is the power cell, so like where all the power wires go into a control panel. And they had some really cool improvements like this roller bar system for the big spools. All their work cells have these pretty cool andon lights with all these different colors, and they all mean different things. So if you have a question or work is stopped, you can just get help immediately. It's awesome. This power cell was really cool, super dialed in. I mean, look at all these neat tool holders and hacks to make the power cable cutting super easy. I mean, look at it. Everything's in its place. Everything has a place. This little guy right here is pretty nifty. It's a digital measuring tool. So as the wire moves the wheel, it measures out the exact right length of wire. Okay, this might be my favorite improvement that I saw at Brendan's place, although there were a lot of amazing improvements. Has anybody ever struggled with a crimping tool like this? Just drill a hole and give yourself a third arm. Amazing. All right, on to the next work cell. You can see one of these giant control panels on the floor here in process. So this one was getting some finishing touches here, stickers and other things. It has a very large HMI. And the tool area in this work cell, also super premium. Any of the consumables you need are all there. Any screwdrivers you need, just way, way over the top. Okay, I know I said that other improvement was my favorite, but this one's pretty cool. 3D printed magnetic sticker alignment jigs. Whoa, look at these things. These are awesome. They have all these different jigs to make sure the stickers on their boxes are exactly where they need to go. Amazing. Here's a 1 point and second point check station for quality. So they go through each of the connections on every box and check for continuity. It's incredible. Look at all the detail. This is amazing. We also did some just lean chatting. This was a pretty interesting term that came up, shahari. It's a training technique. And the biggest takeaway for me was that the trainer is responsible for the work until it gets to separate, which is the re of shahari. Super fascinating. What lean tour would be complete without some bathroom improvements? Toilet seat down, please. And can I get the SAE 1/8" hex for this? And whoa, a 3D printed soap catcher. That's awesome. Thanks to Brendan and his team for the tour. We had so much fun.